Hello there. Welcome to the Drifting Spore. I'm Steve. It is finally sunny in Nova Scotia today. What a fabulous day. I'm just out scouting today. The sun's out. We were in the good old sugar woods this morning, and this afternoon I felt like I should just get out for a nice cup of tea, bask in the sun for a bit. So I thought, with fishing season coming real soon, maybe even tomorrow, I thought I'd take a walk in here to the lake and make sure the ice is off it. She's wide open lake. And I thought I might have a nice cup of tea and just sit here and enjoy for a bit, check things out. My objective was to see if I could get the car most of the way in here, because it's a bit of a walk to this one, but there's no go. The road's still too soft for that. So the old Honda CRV will go through a lot, but I don't think it's going through that. So we'll wait for the road to dry up a bit before we try anything like that. But we could always walk in here for a fish tomorrow, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna set up my good old hammock chair. I've never had it in here before, and I'm gonna get a nice cup of tea on the go, man. If you want to hang out with me by this lake and enjoy a nice cup of tea, stick around. Ooh, there's a pretty stiff breeze coming in off the lake there, so I think I'm gonna set up to make my tea in the lee of this tree. Let's clear a bit of stuff out of the way here. Piece of root. Yeah, I think if I tuck my stove right in there, will be the best place out of the wind. Hey, I got my kneeling pad and my sitting pad. Now, put this right here and level it up. Should work out pretty good. I'm going to take some of this stuff and just scrape it this way. There we go. That's looking pretty good there. All right. We are doing just great right there. So we'll put my beer can chicken cooker, which is what I use for a stove stand, pot stand. I've got all the usual suspects here today. My favorite DIY stove. Now, before I get this all set up and going, I'm going to fill my canteen cup. I got my canteen and my canteen cup today. See, everything's getting a little bit warped, but it's alright. Yeah, it's still good. There we go. That'll work just lovely. Now, I wonder if maybe I should set this right on the ground, like here, which is also pretty level. Then I could use this like there to make an even better windbreak. I might actually do that. That's sitting pretty good and level there. Yeah, I like the look of that. I'm going to use that as a windbreak instead of a pad. Now, got my tea bag. It's gotten slightly moist in there. I got some dirt in my cup, some tree parts. I don't know how that got in there. Yeah, I'm going to measure my water. Put that in my canteen cup. Put the lid back on my cup so that it doesn't take on a bunch of dirt again. Okay. Click my handles together so they don't move. Ooh, that's perfect. This is looking good. I like it. Okay. Let's fill the stove. Let's bring these in close. Yeah, let's bring these in close and then we'll light the stove. Alrighty, here we go. Let's fill the stove up. There we go. That's plenty. Now, I'll show you this in a bit more detail later, maybe, but I brought my good old Mora out today. I have not had my Mora out for a long time. It quickly, when I got my Mora, I got it for bushcraft for what I do, but it quickly became my. Oh, I hope it's sharpen the spine on it. There it goes. Yeah, I get that windscreen on there too. My Mora quickly became my primary carving knife. Before I had a Mora, I was just using a Swiss Army knife to carve. And once I got the Mora, then it became my carving knife. So it hasn't left home since, really. But I thought today would be a nice day to get it out and use it for a change. Man, that wind has a way of reminding you that it's only just turned spring. There we go, away we go. Nothing left but waiting for the boil. Yeah, that's burning nice. Somehow there's a hair in my water. There we go. Perfect. All right, my tea's just starting to steam there. I threw the tea bag in. Excuse me. So, my Mora. So, I'm running it as a neck knife today. And it's not stock anymore. I've done some things to it. And like I say, I've had my Mora now for going on 3 years, I would say. Yeah, this will be the third year in August. So 2 years, 2 full years I've had my Mora. Once I got it, I was amazed with how sharp it was, man. I've never owned a knife like this that is this sharp out of the box. And I've always had old hand-me-down knives, right? So absolutely nothing like this. So I was pretty impressed when I got it. But over the 2 years, I've made a few modifications to it, like we do. So I really like running this one as a neck knife. When I wear it as a neck knife, I like to put it between my snaps and use the belt clip to just clip it on my shirt or on my coat. And that has taken some of the weight of the knife, so really there's no weight on my neck from that. That's how I like to wear it when I'm running it as a neck knife. So I've added some Ranger bands to it. I've added a Ranger wrap of paracord to it. So the first thing I did was the Ranger wrap, I think. Then I did the Ranger bands. I put the one up top just because retention after a while starts getting a little bit loose on these. So after a little while, just to ensure that it's never coming out of there, I put the Ranger band on it. I mean, if I'm using it over and over again, I don't worry about it. I leave it off, but once I'm done, I can just flip that Ranger band right over, and that knife's not coming out of there. I put the two lower Ranger bands on for my ferro rod, so I could run a ferro rod on the outside on the sheath. That's a big bonus. I really like doing that. And that's really about it with my Mora modifications. I've, other than touching this knife up on ceramic rods, man, I've never had to really sharpen it. I've put it to the stone a couple times, but it wasn't necessary. And I find it super easy to get this knife back to really sharp, man. So I don't abuse it. I use it as it's intended. I don't go crazy with it. I'm not batoning big chunks of wood with it or anything. And quite honestly, other than today, this knife is usually sitting in my carving box in the house, just waiting to carve out something, a spoon or a mushroom or whatever I'm carving at the time. So it doesn't get used outdoors very much. This is a rare occurrence because I have my QSP Bison D2 that comes into the woods with me every time other than today. And I'm missing it a little bit today, but I really did want to get the Mora out and run it as a neck knife just to show you how I do it. Anyway, I see steam coming off my tea. I don't think it's to the boil yet. That wind is cold, man. The sun's out and it's gorgeous, and I love it. But that wind has a way of reminding you it's not really, we're not that deep into spring yet. I'm wearing my Barmagh hat again. So far, so good. It's a leather hat from Australia. And one little trick I've learned with the Barmagh last time I had it out was I stuck my microphone to the brim, and that keeps it from being down on my chest area. Because I always found when I would be doing anything, right, I'd be up around my chest area, opening stuff, doing stuff, making tons of crinkly, crankly noises. So hopefully, with the mic up here, it's going to help with that. You're not going to get as much as that noise. And hopefully the wind isn't affecting anything here. The mic is usually pretty good at canceling that out, but if not, I apologize. Looks like we got some steam going over there in my tea now. Let's go have a look. My tea is definitely steeping. He's not right up to a boil yet. Lots of heat there, though. He should be good to go here any minute. Looking good. There we go. My tea's come to a boil there now. Perfect. It's time to pour. All right. Let's get our tea poured. Always pour your tea from on high. I'm just going to put this here to block the wind from that stove as well. That like there, like that. And I'm just going to let the stove burn till it burns itself out. It's not hurting nothing there. Ooh-wee, it's hammock chair time. There we go. Oh, I hope that wind's not being picked up by the mic. It's pretty strong coming in off the lake, and it's actually pretty cold. Whew. But my tea is nice and hot and super strong. I'm not well layered up today. I do have some layers on, but I didn't bring my hoodie because I was wearing my Barmagh. Oh well. I'm really digging this hat. I say that's steeped enough. I'll take the bag out now. Don't worry, my tea bag's definitely coming home with me. Over there with the rest of the stuff. My tea today is Earl Grey, black and hot. That's how I like it. This would be a great spot to pitch a hammock. There's lots of room to get a tarp over you. You might consider it, but that wind coming off the lake. If you were had a tarp pitched here right now, I don't think you'd love it. If you had it pitched the other way, blocking the wind, it'd be nice. But then you're just looking at chopping, right? Like so many places in Nova Scotia, the woods are all cut out there behind me, but they have to leave a certain amount of land forest around the lakes. They're not allowed close to waterways, so when they're clear cutting like that. So it leaves little pockets of goodness around the clear cutting and around the shore of these lakes. Mm. Oh man, even with the wind, this is perfect. I don't know about the mic being a clip to my hat. It feels a little bit silly, but it is up out of the way. I don't really mind it. I mean, I could put it more off to the side, maybe. I want to be able to see it, though, out of the corner of my eye at least. And I don't know how well. There we go. Try that. I don't know how well it's picking me up. We'll see when I get home and go to edit the footage. What a perfect spot for the hammock chair, man. This was a one shot. This was my first time putting it up in one shot and getting it. Oh, cheers to that. Well, not much to do now but sit here and listen to the wind, watch the waves on the lake, hear the odd goose going, and drink my tea, and just enjoy this sunshine for a little bit, man. I'm just here for the experience. So far, so good. Just sitting here looking around, I notice the ground here is covered in wintergreen. Wintergreen is one of those plants that, right from its name, wintergreen, if you dig it up under the snow, it's going to be green. That's what it looks like there. Hopefully the camera's picking up on that. And I can always tell it's wintergreen because, ooh, my tea almost fell over. That was close. I can tell it's wintergreen because the leaves are always glossy, berries are red, and if you take one of these leaves and crush it up some, break it, crush it, smells like wintergreen. Tons and tons of it here. I don't need any. I harvested some 2 years ago, and I throw it in the tea once in a while. The berries are edible. The leaves are okay too, I think. Anyway, don't quote me on that. I've put this in tea. I haven't really ate the berries or anything, so. But sure smells like wintergreen to me. Don't take my word for it. I'm no expert. That's what I think wintergreen is. Another thing I'm really digging about this hammock chair is that when I take my kneeling pad and put it long ways in the chair, see how it holds the chair open like that? That ever comfy. I don't have to fight with it to get my butt in it. Super, super comfy like that. Oh man, when that wind slows down, it's just gorgeous. I love it. It's supposed to be a real nice day tomorrow too. So I think me and the boys are gonna get out and try for a fish tomorrow. Not expecting to actually catch anything, but we'll get out for a try anyway. I don't think we'll walk all the way in here. We'll try a couple other spots I know. Hopefully this spring I'll get in here for a camp out, man. Telling you, right here would be a dandy place to put a hammock. Except for the wind coming across the lake though. I had the canoe in here last fall. I just got a wooden canoe last fall, and the first place I brought it was this lake. And I paddled up to the top end and found a gorgeous spot up there. And you wouldn't get much wind up there, not from this direction anyway, not out of the north. I think that's kind of where we're getting the wind today. It's like a northwesterly wind. Anyway, oh, what a lovely cup of tea in the woods by a lake. Beautiful. Mmm. Couldn't ask for any better. My stove finally went out. I get packed up now and head her back out the trail. Like I say, it's a bit of a walk out of here. Once the road dries up, I'll be able to get the car most of the way in here. So it'll be a real short walk. But until then, it's a bit of a hike. But I don't hike, I drift, so it's a bit of a drift. Excuse me. Oh, I get this hammock chair taken down. Am I ever impressed with how it hung this time? Perfectly. Just great. Listening to the geese come into the top end of the lake too. You can hear them honking once in a while. Oh, I hate to go, but supper's pressing. Even though the it is clear cut here behind me for a ways, for a section, they left tall pine trees. So it's kind of neat that you can look back and it's all open. I kind of do like that. I expect to look back and see a deer crossing the chopping or something, but not today. Well, there we go, folks. Ah, a bit of a drift for a nice cup of tea, man. Scout it into the lake, have a look and make sure it's open for the first day of fishing, which it is. I was hoping we could get the car further back in here, but we're not gonna, so this place will be off limits for a little while yet. For me and the kids, anyway, me and the boys. For me alone, I don't mind walking in here. But anyway, it's some nice to see the sun, man. We've had a bit of a stretch of rain. It's amazing what a little bit of sunshine and a nice cup of tea and a little bit of time amongst some big old trees can do for you. I try to breathe it all in and take it home with me. Gorgeous. Anyway, I'm going to head her down the trail. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, and remember, folks, you will never find anything unless you get out and look. Go have a look, man. It's worth it. Bye for now.